Crypto.
Hey, this is Jacob. This is another Cryptohopper review video. So last time we went ahead and moved the funds from Bittrex over to Binance, upped it from zero point 0.1 Bitcoin to a full Bitcoin in here to play around with since we were getting success. And the streak has continued. It looks like it's still doing well for this market. Let's go ahead and show the report of what we've done here so far. I think the easiest place to do that is going to be all trade history. We'll count our record here. And I'll explain some of the things you might see on the trade history, why it's done certain things there. Like you saw, the dash had 4 different trades, but when I show the amounts, that'll clarify it. Okay, so we started this back on after these XMR sells and this Litecoin. So these Ethereum sells buys were the first ones, and we were just doing it with these very small amounts to test. But they still count as successful trades for now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now this one I sold manually, so we'll go ahead and count that one out. If I let the hopper just run, it actually would have sold above the 1.6 with TRX, but I was just watching the chart too closely and didn't feel comfortable leaving that one. So let's call that 11. We'll cancel that one. Here's the TRX that did go through, and look at these amounts that are going up now. So we're dealing with ranging from this Neo trade was on a almost 0.9 Bitcoin. Ion was a quick one off of 1/3 of the Bitcoin. So bigger amounts, and again, which shows, other than Ion, which was a quick one that I bought manually, the rest of these have all been the hopper, choosing some top market cap coins that I've set when there was volume. I took BCH SV out of here. It sold that one as stop loss. Fortunately, it used a very small amount that I had available to do the purchase. And this one actually did a huge rally right after it hit the stop loss. So it was unfortunate that it hit the stop loss. Fortunate that it was such a small amount, so that one didn't end up affecting the overall account balance much. And then here's this dash buy that got sold in 4 different parts. The majority of it sold here at 1.63, the vast majority of it. And then here's my first losing trade. So that was 11 and 12, 13. So 13 trades. So we're 12 out of 13 successful trades here. And now that we've been using the larger amounts, we actually, are getting into a little bit more relevant earnings. So that's the trade history. Here we are back on the dashboard. I'm still holding this NAS position, Nebulous, which is manual. That's not connected to the hopper, but I did go ahead and set the hopper just to get out of there as soon as it hits the profit target 1.6. And currently XRP is the only other open position. So we're up 1.32% on the account total from the 1 Bitcoin that we started this at. Not bad. Let's keep it going. I got a few points where I noticed that there were some targets available, but all the positions were filled. So I increased the positions, max positions, to 5. But I still have it trading with about a quarter, with about 25% of the total balance on each trade. But this is just to allow for that if I had an open position like I do with NAS right now with a random amount, that that it could still hit another target and not pass on a good buy when the strategy we're using is the simple RSI. So when one of these coins, I've got 15 of them, these are basically the top market cap coins traded on Binance outside of Bitcoin Cash, SV, Satoshi's Vision, we took that one out of there. Ethereum, Litecoin, Binance, Neo, IOTA, EOS, Ethereum Classic, Dash, Tron, Ripple, Monero, Cardano, Lumen, Waves, and then Bitcoin Cash. So that's what we're running with so far. We've got a minimum BTC amount per order at 0.2. But again, it may sell it in parts if it can't complete the sell order all at once. That's fine. And we're just running it with a 1.6 profit trigger and a 5% stop loss. So again, 12 out of 13 successful. Now when you get a stop loss at a 5% loss, obviously that hurts. So we need to get something like 4 to 5 successful trades at 1.6 or higher to account for any 5% stop loss. And so far we're well above that. We're 12 out of 13, so we're profitable. This again is in a market where Bitcoin has just continued, the downtrend is still intact. We've had this choppy action. I've drawn these trend lines just watching to see how it plays between this current channel. And a few theories I'm hearing out there right now. A lot of the market says, okay, we're going to take another leg down. Some think that we get a relief rally up. Others are calling this officially the bottom, and calling this an Adam and Eve bottom here. So we have the Adam and then the beginning of this parabolic Eve cup that should hit, is either at the bottom right now or could potentially come down as closer to this trend line. But if it were to break through this trend line substantially, it'd probably cancel out the Adam and Eve. Otherwise, if it just kind of comes down and pulls around and creates the rest of this cup, then that could be a nice bottom, and call it the end of the bear market and the beginning of the next up cycle. That'd be great, and I'd be looking to get into more substantial positions. Here's the thing: we could see it just be a massive green candle. See how everything affects to that. If we do get some good growth in Bitcoin because of how tied the altcoins are to it, this configuration strategy should work fine in terms of selling anything at a profit. What I wonder is, will it be able to find new targets that are oversold once the whole market is rallying? Will it just be able to find anything that's oversold? So that will be an interesting thing to look at. Might need to change the strategy up at that point. And quite honestly, it may make more sense if we get into a really established bull run than just buying some quality coins at good entries and ride them up for a few weeks or months. It's probably a better play than letting the hopper mess around. But for this market where it's been at, I'm liking the simple RSI strategy. It's been at least somewhat profitable, and we'll keep watching it. So again, if you are new to this, you can click the affiliate link below to check out the hopper. There's a 7-day free trial just to experiment with it. And then I'm using the most basic setting here to be able to accomplish this strategy. It gives us a maximum of 15 coins. That's been fine. So we'll keep running with it. I think no other major changes or additions right now beyond allowing more positions. I think before I was basically saying I would use the entire available amount and let the hopper just trade that on an open position. But then it tends to then miss out on others that could come through that hit the buy signal. And it will sometimes, like this XRP position we're holding right now, it's already 2 days old. So something like that can end 3 days old, so it can end up floating there for a while. So I like having a few, some more open positions available, and then changed it to be about 25% of the total balance for each trade. All right, hope that's helpful. Let me know if you're doing anything interesting with a hopper right now in this market, and how you see things changing if we do get some real bull momentum behind Bitcoin in the market, what to change into. XRP's been floating here. I think this will pop out and get out successfully. And this one I'm just watching. It's probably just waiting for Bitcoin to make a move before that hops out of its position. I did do one other thing that will affect this balance. I bought, because there's really the only exchange I have that has it, I bought some Zilliqa, about a quarter position of Zilliqa, and I might be holding that for a while, so that will also limit. So basically I have one position that's reserved, and it will skew the total BTC and assets on exchange beyond just the Hopper activity, as NAS does. So I'm just going to have to account for that. All right, great. Have a great week, and we'll check in again next Wednesday, Thursday. Again, if you're new and you want to check out the Hopper, click the link below, and let me know your thoughts. Talk to you then.